So big thank you for staying for the interactive part of our data GOVTalks. I'm going to just give you a really, it's just an overview of Google Analytics. This is a beginner's guide. So for you advanced users, I'm sorry if it's too easy for you. So you do have handouts. It was attached to the back of your agenda, and you can use that as reference for some of the things that I'll go over. And you should already have had access to your Google Analytics. You should have did that by requesting it through a support ticket at interactive.georgia.gov. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. All right, here's the agenda. So I'm going to go over 10 important elements of the interface of Google Analytics. So this is what you'll interact with once you logged into your Google Analytics account. We'll then go over 6 easy reports that you can generate on your own. And then I'll show you how to export that data and share it with leadership or other team members. Well, then if we have time, we'll go over questions, okay? So what is Google Analytics? Well, launched in November 2005, Google Analytics is a freemium web service that helps track and helps you also report your website data, okay? So before we move forward, I did say freemium, right? Does anyone here know what freemium means? Just shout it out. What's that? Not quite free. You get a t-shirt for that because that was actually pretty dope. So freemium is a pricing strategy where the service or the software is offered for free, but the proprietary part, right? The really dope part that helps you do other things that the free part won't let you do. You have to pay for that, but you get it for free when you get when you're on our platform, okay? And you get support from me too. Oh, ouch! I said no heckling. Thank you. Thank you. You're my favorite. No, you cannot. No, that was it. That was the interactive part. So in addition to understanding the definition of Google Analytics, it's also important to understand these terms here: session, page view, and user. And that's because when you start diving into your analytics and your data, you're going to come across these terms quite often. Session is a group of interactions that takes place on your website within a given time frame, okay? And you can have multiple sessions. You can have multiple sessions in a day, in an hour, in a year, in a month, right? And that session's determined by a time frame. If it's a half hour of inactivity, that's when a session ends. The session also ends at midnight and when a new campaign is launched. There's also the page view. A page view is the instance in which the page is loaded. Once you reload that page, it's another page view. So maybe you're on a website, you like it to update. You press refresh, it's another page view. The user is your audience. And essentially, the users are made up of returning and new. How do you know if you're returning? By your cookies, okay? So once the cookie's downloaded onto your web browser, you come back, it says, okay, this person's come back, so that they know you're returning. If you're a person that frequently clears their cookies, you're a new user. All right. So do I have it already installed? I said this before, and if you're on our platform, you do. Okay, and like I said, all you have to do is put in a support ticket to request access. Why do we need it? And it's for greater insights, greater control. The tools really does offer a robust options for you to be able to analyze your data and understand what's really going on with your website. It takes the guesswork out of running an effective site. So the analytics helps us define the needs of the user that can then translate into rich content. For example, why would an executive use something like Google Analytics? It's because they're not necessarily technical, right? They use Google Analytics for the visual interpretations. Content writers and web developers would use the Google Analytics piece so that they can define where problems are in the website. It'll also help define what keywords resonates with your users. Marketing folks would understand what keywords also resonates with your users and how that can eventually turn into conversions. Conversions, if you have an e-commerce site, is money, right? So Google Analytics helps with money. So here are the basics. This is the Google Analytics interface, right? You have 10 main elements that you should understand before you start running reports. You have your navigation links. That's located at the top of your window of Google Analytics. Once you've logged in, you're going to be brought to this part. And it has 4 main tabs. It has Home, Reporting, Customization, and Admin. Home presents you with a list of your accounts and properties and gives you a quick preview of your performance. Reporting gives you access to each site's Google Analytics reports and your dashboard. Customization allows you to create a new dashboard or to import it from a database of already created customized reports, and you can download those for free. You also have the Admin tab. It's for advanced users, and you can do some customization there for your administrative tools. We have the search box. This is probably one of the most useful pieces of the interface, and that's because it uses suggestive technology. So if you put in a term or keyword, it'll suggest something that it thinks you're looking for. So that's always helpful. And you can also search for reports there. It'll also suggest if you run a report before, you can put it in there and it'll run it again for you. So it'll find it to run it again for you. So that's cool. All right. This is your account setting and diagnostics. There's a downward facing arrow here. You can go in there to change any of your account settings and users and things like that. You also have access to your personal Google account that way. You can also view your properties and other views. Okay. Oh, you know what? There's a gear here. If you go into the gear, that's the additional account settings.
So you have to have a Gmail or Google account in order
to have Google Analytics?
Yes.
You do not need a Google account to have Google Analytics. Gmail account. Okay. If you have Google Analytics, you'll have a Google account, but you don't need to have Gmail to have an Analytics account. Okay. Thank you. All right. This is your report navigation. This is where you'll access all your reports. You just click a report category to see the reports in that category. You can click through and there's an abundance of reports, or you can be easy and just type it in the search box. But it does list all your reports there. This is your report header. This is how you'll email your current report to your leadership team or to your team members of some sort. You'll export your data from this report header view. You'll also be able to have access to add it's like a shortcut technique to add your report to your dashboard, so that when you log in and you go into your dashboard, this report will be in real time for you. Okay. The ag segment section allows you to add another dimension to your report. So for the most part, when you run reports, it has one dimension. Maybe you just want to find out what are your most popular pages, okay? Maybe you want to add a second dimension to that, like your most popular pages in a specific region of Georgia, okay? So that's where you'll add that dimension to your report. These are your report tabs. This is where your report data begins. Google Analytics report displays your data in one or more tabs, giving you multiple views of that data in a single place. So this is where that view screen starts. And then you can, of course, change how you view that data. Most, but not all, report tabs come standard with the type of report that you're running. It's really just dependent upon the report that you're running. This is your graph view. So for the most part, you'll have a graph view of all of the reports that you're running. And then you'll have a data table view, which will be right underneath your graph view. One thing I'm not sure I went over was that you are able to customize the date range for your report. You can customize that date range that's for day, month, year. You can span it. It can span years as long as you've had Google Analytics on your website. And you can also compare dates and date ranges. And that is located up here, right underneath your login information, okay? The last element that's super important is the little diploma cap located at the right of your screen, and that's located right under your date. And it's important because it offers you tutorials on how to explore your data, how to run reports, right? They offer, it's even video tutorials. It'll help explain the reports that you've run, right? So sometimes if you put in a ticket and you say, hey, how do I do this? I'm gonna say, look under the analytics education cap, right? I really think it's a helpful tool, and to be honest with you, I used it a lot to learn, what I've learned so far. So the 6 reports that we are going to run will answer these questions. Before I switch over, I want to show you this. Are going to answer these questions. That first question, how many visits do I get per day and from where, right? Second question, what do users search to find my site? All important questions, right? We also are going to find out how to run a report on answering which are the most popular pages of my site. We're going to find out how people are finding our site. We're going to run a report on what do people click on when they browse my site, and how many people are viewing my site in real time right now. Okay? So that first report, how many visits do I get per day and from where? To quickly run that report, I'm going up to my search box located in the left-hand corner of my screen, and I'll type in source medium. Remember I said it's suggestive, so it's suggesting that this is the report I'd like to run. I'm going to click that, and then maybe I just want to see it for November, okay? It loads. And this is my traffic for November 2nd, 2015 to November 18th, 2015 for the, I'll tell you which site I'm at, agingdhs.georgia.gov. So this is their site. I'm looking at their actual analytics. All right, so does everyone see that? These are the visits that I'm getting that's directly coming from Google, Bing, referrals, Yahoo. This report shows the number of visits and their origin for that selected time period. What if I want to find out the keywords people are using to find my site in Google or from using Google? I'm going to type in channels, choose acquisition all traffic channels, and here is where I'm going to add a secondary dimension. This is showing me my Google traffic. This secondary dimension I'm going to add here. Just type keyword, choose keyword from the suggested list. And you see from Google, folks are using these terms to find my website. Adult Protective Services, Georgia, Georgia DHS aging website, okay? Y'all staying with me? So now I want to find which are the most popular pages on my website, which is really common report. So all I'm going to do is type all pages. I'm going to choose the behavior site content all pages report. I haven't changed my date range if you've noticed, okay? So when folks are coming in, these are the most popular pages on my website. Adult Protective Services, local area agencies, okay? These are the pages that folks are going to. What about landing pages? Landing pages are the pages when folks are coming off the internet. These are the pages that they're landing on, okay? And I chose behavior site content landing pages. And when you scroll down, when people are coming in, they're landing on the Adult Protective Services, Community Care Services. So there's some congruency in those popular pages and then the pages that folks are coming into, okay? So that's already a relationship that we've noticed. The next report is a real-time overview of your website. So, right now, there are 5 people in Georgia, or probably all over the world, most likely, on the aging website, okay? This is just important so that you can monitor your traffic. Right? When should I put up those compelling pieces? When is a good time for me to make content changes? It shouldn't probably be when there's a lot of people on my website, right? And the last report I'm going to show you is your in-page analytics. And I'm going to flip back to my presentation for this. Just because it takes too long to load when you're for demonstration purposes. So this is your in-page analytics. Once you have it accurately set up in your browser, I suggest you use Chrome, but you know, if you like IE, go for it. But in-page analytics just shows you what folks are clicking on, what interests them. It can show you what you should put above that fold, right? And I also suggest that you use another tool called Crazy Egg to get a better understanding of what folks are clicking on, the images that they're interested in. I wouldn't totally rely on this. It's just helpful for a quick snapshot, okay? So those are the 6 reports that'll make your life easier. And your handout just shows you where those reports are located, all right? So once you've pulled your reports, right, you want to be able to export that, share it with your leadership, show how much of a great job that you're doing. Maybe your team members need to see it. Maybe your CIO needs to get some nice graphs so that he can present it to whoever, right? You can export it a number of different ways. Once you're on that report, what you'll do is simply choose, let me just show you a better one. Here we go. Export. Okay? Or email. So you can email your this report straight as it is, okay? Or you can export it to different formats. Like I said, if you're into visual charts or you're a visual person, choose this PDF format. The Excel and CSV formats are for additional offline data analysis. We are going to have a more in-depth analytics training class where we will go through more of the menu and run some more reports on your own website so that you can present that data as you like. Just look for it, look for communication on that. If you do have any questions or you'd like further information and web guides, you can go to interactive.georgia.gov, put in a support ticket, but we do have some more tools for you there, okay? Are there any questions? Yes, K-Ho, hey.
And I'd like to see it over time. And is there a way to do that in Google Analytics? Right now, I just put it in an Excel spreadsheet so that I can see how things are changing given time. Is there a way to do that within Google Analytics?
Yeah, say it one more time. You want to be able to see.
I'd like to see the top 10 pages each week. And
Okay.
then on to week by week, see how they change.
All right, that's a great question. What you can do is you can automatically set up reports to be sent to you. Have you done that? Okay, so if you would want Google to compile that, that's no. 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 It does. Yes, you can. It has a scheduler. You'll be able to schedule reports to come to you weekly, daily, of some sort, and then you would just have to compile it so you can do your own data analysis from there.
Yeah, and it's multiple people.
And you can send it to multiple people. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Oh, yay, Dean.
I was just going to say the mobile app is also really good if you're in a meeting and someone asks you questions. Mm-hmm. And there's a great tool. If you do a Google search for Analytics Academy for Google Analytics, fantastic tool. It's free.
Yep, and that you can get to it through that little diploma cap that I showed you on your dashboard. All right?
Carol.
Carol. That's okay.
When are we going to do a class on, a more in-depth class on this analytics?
I don't have a date because I am still creating the manual, so I do not have the date, but I have to do it by the end of the fiscal year. So you'll see it soon, and I'll make sure you're on the top of the list.
If you follow our newsletters, or if you read our newsletters, you should be able to see it. Everyone in here should be receiving our newsletters, even if you're not on our platform. Now you will, at least. We have your email addresses. Just
and
kidding.
the classes are free. Not that I'm free. The classes are free. And I'm going to try to make it about 3 hours where we get down and dirty with your own website. So just look out for that whenever that comes out, whenever I finish it.
Are there any more questions?
Any more questions? Thank you
Hey, thank you,
all.
Kyle.
Thank you.
So that concludes our GovTalks data.